All right. We live once again with the general. Y'all already know we got that fire commentary on international, national, regional, local news, history, culture. We got that flamethrower today. Before we get started, I want you to make sure you get over to Patreon. We got over 600 exclusive videos on all subjects, politics, history, culture. We got it, hip hop. We got it for you, family. Get over there, get with the general. Man, we got a treasure chest for you. Today, we're going to be talking about satellite images show Iran digging for buried missile launchers. It's running thin over there, running thin. You see, they going to get they got to go in the dirt and get the ones that that's left, and that's it. It's a wrap. They're gonna try to. It's a wrap. They getting down to the get down. They're getting down to the get down, and when you running out of bullets and you running out of missiles, and you can't fight forever. You can't fight forever if you get unless you got production. You got a production line. You don't have a production line. You're under constant bombardment. You got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks, but they didn't cut your money off. You see, they didn't cut your money off. And then once your money go off, even if you want to get some bombs or from somebody and you ain't getting no money, they might loan them to you. I don't know how that works. Maybe somebody will loan Iran some bombs. Maybe they'll loan them some missiles. But you got to have money to buy missiles and bombs and things of that nature. Maybe China will throw you a package if and China then said that they're not gonna give you nothing. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I want y'all to see this. I mean, y'all keep talking shit. But what is listen. I mean, you supposed to be you supposed to be allies with Russia. You supposed to be allies with China. They supposed to give you something. If y'all allies, why they not showing up? You see? Why they not showing up? And that's just show you keep talking this, but then when they get in the heat of the battle, what can they do? Iran about to tap. They're gonna take the loss. You see, they're gonna take the loss. I don't even know what they're gonna get out of it, really. But their head still on their shoulders. That's about all they gonna get is their head still on their shoulders. They not get what is they gonna get out of it? You've been bombed. You're not gonna get no restitution. You're not gonna get no restitution for the bombing. So you're gonna have to take that L. And nah, the blockade is in there. You cannot let them resume bombing and you got a blockade. That's gonna be it's gonna be too much. That's gonna be too much for Iran, and people know that. And you got to know, when to stop. You know, especially when they ain't even trying to come in there on your ass for real. They just want the uranium. You see, they just want the uranium. And that was simple as that. And it ain't like the Iraq war where they trying to put boots on the ground. They ain't even trying to put boots on the ground. They ain't even trying to put. They want that damn uranium. You will not be making no nuclear bomb. And to keep from getting your ass kicked and putting the people under all type of pressure, unnecessary pressure, you should have gave it up. But because y'all got aspirations, you to be in the big league, and you just can't be in the big league right now. You cannot be in the big league right now. You going, they don't want you in the club. You erratic. Yeah, all of them. And we keep talking about people talking about and obviously y'all are novices on history because all of them have been imperialists. All of them have been imperialists. Russia and imperialists. From Stalin to Putin are imperialists. I mean, remember the Soviet Union, you see, where they control, almost half or more of you know, Eurasia. Half, well, damn near. When you think of Russia, the Soviet Union was almost half of Asia. I mean, that's how many nations they had under their imperialist control. They call it the Iron Curtain. Okay. And then I mean, what about China? What about, the Mongols? And how they control so much. The Mongols went all the way into India, all the way over, I mean, the Turks and all of that in Turkey. They came from way over near Mongolia. Now they in Turkey. And, you got imperialists all over the planet, so everybody look at the one that's the big dog today, and then they act as if none. These is all imperialist nations. Okay, Japan is an imperial Japan. That speaks for itself. Korea, all them. China was under the control. Even if you watch Ip Man, the movie Ip Man, you see that one movie. What was it? Two, where China takes over, or Japan takes over China. You see parts of China, yeah, Korea, China, and I don't know how many other nations was under their control, but damn near everything in the South Pacific was under the control of Japan. I believe Taiwan, all of that was under the control of Japan, an imperialist. Okay, an imperialist. So I mean, Iran is an imperialist. Don't want to talk about the Arab slave trade. Nobody want to talk about that. You know, So we want to pick and choose our imperialists. I'm having fun watching it go down. But you got Iran going to the desert, digging up what little ammunition it has left. It's still not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. It's a wrap, you know. And they watching you. I mean, they watching you. They could just go on and bomb your ass right then, and if they just wanted to be ruthless, they got your ass right there on the satellite. They see you where you're digging. See, that's another setup. They watching you. They see exactly where your little stash is. And if they wanted to, they could go on ahead and strike you right there. But they're gonna let you go to as many of your stash spots as possible. They see you, they watching you. You understand what I'm saying? Cassette flame on your ass right then and there. But that just show you right there, the capabilities. How you gonna be somebody that's looking at you do every goddamn thing you doing? You ain't winning, you losing. You don't have the skies. You don't have where you gonna win at. Where is you gonna win at, Iran? So they're gonna be calling in soon to tap out. They're gonna tap out. They're gonna tap out real soon. I listen, let me tell y'all something. I give it 7 days. 7 days, 14 at the max. I don't think they could take 14. I don't think the other nations can take 14 days with that type of, what you talking about almost 40, you're talking about almost 40% of the oil for many of these nations. More than that is coming out of the Persian Gulf. So Iran is not the only nation that's losing. Them countries that's close to Iran is also because they are more integrated than just on, with the oil. They integrated because they got businesses, connected to them nations over there. They got businesses and corporations that then shut down because the workers is coming from India, some of them coming from Pakistan, you see. And so they didn't had to send all them people home to their countries, you see. And so them and the longer some they're just like COVID. They're just like COVID. You know how many businesses shut down that never open back up? That was an economic, you know what I'm saying, disaster. A lot of businesses that closed down during COVID didn't open back up. They was done for. Okay. And so when you having these episodes like what's going on right now, them peoples is, they trying to hold out. They trying to hold out. But many of them not gonna be able to survive. So the longer you wait, you know, and they get to seeing, them businesses collapsing in other countries, they Iran is going to they already telling them they got to tap. See, that's the other leverage. How long? And so they thinking that they gonna be able to control the Strait of Hormuz. That's over with. Come on, man, stop that. Y'all got to be wiser than that. So, the fact that they looking for these missile launchers, they this is their last resort, but it's not gonna lead to anything. It's not gonna lead to anything. You see, so I'm saying within 7 days they be ready to tap. Within 7 days, you might hear about it tomorrow. You might hear about it in another 2 days or three. But the reality, they already on the phone. They already on the China is telling them to tap. India is telling them to tap. We'll look out for you. They're gonna do that. We'll look out for you, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to get these businesses back flowing. Just go ahead, get them that shit, and we'll look out for you once it's over with. But go ahead and tap. And that's where they at. And I guarantee you that they gonna tap within 7 days. Why keep losing money? Why? Why? You ain't gonna win military. You done already lost militarily. So where you think you gonna win at? Now they didn't block your money. What you gonna do? How you gonna win? What you gonna do? You gonna hope to what? You ain't even putting no more mines out there because they about to flood that. They about to flood that with all type of military. You see, they about to flood that. They about to run that. You ain't gonna be able to put nothing out there in a minute. So what's up? So we'll talk about it in a minute, family. I got a line up. I'm gonna talk with you as we move forward. We got we got about 4, 5 more on the menu. We're gonna wrap. I'm gonna explain this to you like a real G, and the G is for general. Get over there to Patreon, click that link at the top of the chat and build with me, family. I got heavy mental on my Patreon page, over 600 exclusive live streams. I know you want to check out. See y'all black here in a minute. Black Power.